I'm about to show you the tweak that I made on my live performance music business brand that made me money that I used to make in 2 years, but now it's made in 3 months. And after I made those tweaks on my brand, the numbers on social media started to go high. I started to work with the premium clients in my industry, and people started to share my work. It means they started to do marketing for me. So I'm going to show you these things that I've changed on my brand that made my brand to become a little bit more interesting. One thing that I noticed about big brands is these people, they make sure that they take their brand so serious. It means they make sure whatever that they do, it really tells their story. It really shows their core value. It really shows the brand identity and a lot of things. So that's where I started to focus more on my brand, my business brand. I can say personal brand, business brand, but now I'm just talking about both of them. Let's go for number one. I started to change the services that I make. I started to change the customers that I made. I started to change the environment. It counts, guys. I started to change the workers that I'm working with. These things, they helped me move my business to another level. So let's start. What is a brand? A brand, guys, if it's got lots of explanation online. The brand is when you show the core values. The brand is when you show the brand identity, your story, your niche. There's just a lot of things. In a simple way, a brand is what sets you apart from your competitors. It's how people, they talk about your business. What is it that people are talking about? Yeah, about your business, about your product, your personality, in a way. Anything you associate your brand with, it's a brand. It's what makes people market your business without you doing the marketing. It's what makes you stand out. So you can think about maybe the niche, core values, and everything. People will come up with lots of things, but me, I like performance music business. I realized that I don't have to. I can know these big words, but if I can just do these simple things, I realized that my business went to another level. Okay, let's go for number one. The first thing that I started with, I was not aware of this. I started with the product, the service, or I can say a product, because these are the same thing. Service or product. If you go to the video that I made here, it will show you how to really choose the right product, how to position yourself, your messaging and stuff like that. But this video is not for that. So I've worked on my product and services. This is one thing that I know that all these businesses you see in the world, Red Bull, Coca-Cola, they always work on these things. Okay, in my service business, the problem that I had first time with my business, like I left my work, and then after leave my work, I started to buy a lot of equipment, like buying sound, buying stage, buying a lot of things. And then the problem that I made was I thought maybe to make money is to provide lots of services or lots of equipment on a client or something. And after I noticed that no, these people, if you don't really understand what is the value your service is providing, then that's the problem. So I'll buy the stage, I'll buy sound, I'll buy everything. The problem was people were confused about of what I was providing. People like event planners, the corporate people, wedding planners and everything, they were confused because sometimes today I will show the stage, tomorrow I'll show the sound, tomorrow I'll show everything. So I started to change and choose one product to showcase. So I changed everything to start showing one product. And then how did I choose that product? The first thing is, if you check that video I was talking about, it will tell you that how do you find that product? It's you choosing one market and then you go in on that market. Just try to work with different people. That's when you're gonna see which product is the one that is you are fine with it. You love this product. It's easy for you to provide it to your customers. Basically, I think it comes to what you love. And after showing this one product, people started to, when they talk about my brand, they were started to talk about one thing. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to sell other product underneath or services under this one product. No. It's just a strategy that these people are using. Ne? Let's look at the examples of companies that are doing that. If you look at McDonald, what do they advertise? They advertise a burger. But inside McDonald's, you will find chips, fries, In America, they say fries. As we say chips. We will find chips. You will find sauce. You will find lots of things. Just salads. Ne? But these people, when you go there, you think about McDonald's. You're thinking about one product. So this is one thing that I worked on. The second one, I changed the customers. I will, first when I started, after I bought these instruments and everything, I will work with everyone. Guys, I will work with event organizers. I will go to taverns. In South Africa, in America, they will say pubs, where people are drinking. But any pub, in South Africa, they say taverns. I'll go to any tavern to advertise my work. And remember, I bought my equipment with a lot of money. But I will take this equipment to give it to anyone. And the other thing is, I was struggling because I will want to make money. So I will take a big equipment that you charge it for over 40,000. I will charge it for 300 with this customer that he doesn't really know how to worth it. What was the problem? I noticed this problem after when my equipment started to not working. I started to see when my car that I was using for this business was not working. That's when I was like, okay, what is it that I need to work here? Firstly, what I did, I started to check into my history of customers that I worked with, who was the best customer? And what is it that if I'm talking about the other video, it will teach you. I think I talked about what is it that you look at on the customers and everything. I started to check things like, what is their paying? Second thing that you need to check is pay. Can they pay these people? And then what is your message to really communicate with these customers? And then remember, there's the big thing that you need to remember about customers. It's the customers that you have today, that the customers that they're going to bring a client tomorrow. So why am I saying this thing? Is because if you understand their pain, their messages, these people will talk about you to their friends or to their people in the same industry. The third one is environment. It happened this way. When we started to perform, we used to perform, there was a location, where I'm staying, there was a nice location where we used to do our own events. And when we used to do our own events, we'll build the beautiful stage, we'll build the beautiful setups and everything. And then we'll start to attract paying clients, those paying clients that when they want to buy one ticket, they can buy, if you would say your ticket is 100 Rand, they can buy it with 1,000 Rand. After we did our events, we couldn't find customers immediately. So we were struggling with marketing, and then we started to think, okay, what can we do now? So we went to Lokshin. In South Africa, we call it Kasi. I can say not a rural area. Like in South Africa, we have town and Kasi, where, let's say, people with low wages are staying, in a way. Lokshin, we call it Lokshin, in a way. I'm teaching you South African language. When we went to Lokshin, we chose a location which was a bar. And then when we chose that location, which was a tavern, we came up with our big equipment. That's why, guys, you need to understand, before you buy equipment, understand your people first before you buy equipment. We went there I remember in this place, we given this guy in this tavern, we given him the stage, the lights, sound, a full band. Remember the band, before it comes there, we have to rehearse first. We have to do the music directing, you have to choose. So I think we spent lots of money before we can, and then we did this event for free. So let me tell you, the problem came when people, my customers that were paying good money, didn't want to come to these venues that we're trying to set on at Lokshin. Our high-paying customers didn't want to come there. Second one is, these customers, they started to describe us as these people that they're not into luxury, in a way. I'm sorry about saying this thing, but they didn't describe us as people that are on luxury. So, and then I remember one day there was this customer who said to me, "Hey man, I want your services. I want your stage, sound, lighting and everything." And then I said, "Okay, fine. I'm going to bring those things, charge 40,000. He said, "No, man. Do you think in that place where you were playing last week, do you think they give you 40,000? I was like, He said, no, you're lying. Those guys didn't give you that much. So the environment where you are is going to determine how much you're getting paid. Don't undermine that. It's very, very important. Because in the event, there were people that were inside the videos that we took because they were holding these beers, they were too drunk and stuff like that. And these good customers that we have, they started to associate our brand with these people that are drunkard. These people that are drunkard in the videos. So our top customers have left us. After we performed there, how much is these guys have given us? You bring all these things there for free. These guys, I remember the first customer, this thing I will charge about 40,000, 60,000, to depend on the project. But this guy has given us 300. Even his food was so, I'm not gonna mention people's names, but this, and the second customer, I remember I've given him more than 4 bands on stage, more than 4 vocals, a guitar, everything, a bass player, drama, and everything. Remember these things before we can go on the stage. We have to rehearse first. So this guy, I remember, he didn't even want to give us drinks. So remember your environment, how to make money. You're gonna make money when you know how to position yourself. Let's go to the last one. The last one, it's the people that you work with. How did I see this problem? One day when I was working in a shop to buy grocery and everything, and then I met a security there, and they said, how are you, brother? I said, I'm good. And they said to me, oh, bro, hey man, there's a guy that is working with you. We arrested him yesterday. I was like, what? And then he said, no, this guy, he stole that and that. I'm not going to mention things so that this guy, he doesn't know that I'm talking about. I don't want to mention people's names. I don't want to be in trouble. But I was like, what? One thing that rang into my mind was, so this guy, he said, the guy that you are working with, it means the guy that is in your company. So the people that you're working with, they are very, very important. They are very, very important, because the people that you go to, the podcast that you are going to, when you go to this podcast, you're going to meet people. The people that you are hiring inside your band, inside your marketers, they need to represent your brand. Because these people, what they do, when they're in their position, they also market your brand also. Especially the people that you work with for a long time. So the people that you are going to, let's say you want to collaborate with somebody in music. Let's say you want to go to a certain podcast. Let's say you want to go to a certain church. Let's say you want to go. I'm telling you, these people, when people start to talk about you, they will talk about the people that you associate yourself with. So please check this thing. It's very, very important. So these are the 4 things that I've worked on. And then I started to see a change in my company. I started to see numbers on social media. I started to work with companies that pays me the money that I was doing in 2 years. But I made it in just 3 months, that money. So how these things is going to benefit you after doing all these 4 things. Do them for a long time. Because after doing them for a long time, if you do them for a long time, people will start to call you, associate you with that thing that you are trying to sell, and it will be easy for you to really penetrate in a big market. Because let's say if let's say online, this thing, how did I notice it? It's when now you're online, you're saying you are I'm working with business. Let's say I'm a business coach. This industry is packed with lots of sharks, people that can hit you badly. But you do this thing, your brand, your services and everything for just a long, it's going to be easy for you to compete, because a lot of people will start to talk about you. And when they talk about you, they will talk about your brand. Let's hope this video, it's got like things that they can help you. So thank you. Enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be part of our community, if you want to be part of sharing these things. So thank you very much.